Yeah, welcome to another session of Proving Pathway to Settling in the UK. You're welcome. We'll just give it a few more minutes and then we'll give it a start. But we are quite delighted to have you guys here. You're all welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you're all welcome. Please continue to share with your friends and family. We're just starting, so they've not missed anything. So it's still good for them to join, because this promises to be a very empowering session. So you're all welcome. Share and invite more people to join so we can all be empowered together. So you're all welcome. You're welcome again. Good to have you guys here. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining. My whole team, the team is here. We just want to wait for more people. We are ready to kick it off and to start off, but we just want to give it like 4 minutes more, and then we will give it a go. But you're all very welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Please remind anybody you may have shared the link with, just remind them that we have started. The key sessions will be starting in, I think, in about another 5 minutes or thereabout. Yeah, but you're all welcome. Good to have you all here. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, please, if you can hear me, can you just give a wave or a thumbs up, a digital wave or a digital thumbs up if you can hear me, if you are there, if I'm clear. Thank you. I've seen one thumbs up. Thank you for that. If I'm clear enough, or if I need to increase the pitch of my voice. Oh, thank you, Blessing. Thank you for the thumbs up. I can see one thumbs up there to showing that, I'm heard. Thank you. And just to be sure that you guys are here, another thumbs up. Yeah, thank you all. If you're there, you're welcome. Quite happy to have you guys here. Quite delighted. Oyinye, thank you. Can see your thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up, or a wave or a shout. That's what you want to do now, just to show that you're there. Thank you. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you, Femi. Thumbs up. Thank you, everyone who's made me know that I'm not here alone. I don't want to be here alone. I'm quite delighted that you guys are joining. Yeah, thank you for joining and welcome again. And please continue to remind a few people, more people, your family and friends. You don't want them to miss out on this session. I'm a Yoruba lady, and our people will say, Koto Afojuba, that you are telling them the story. It's not enough. They need to be present. So that is what that means. Iroyin Koto Afojuba. They need to come and see themselves and be part of it and share. So this is the time to share with family and friends and tell them to join. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you're all welcome. I'm giving it a start actually. While we continue to remind our people to join, you are all welcome to another enriching gap session for the Proving Pathway to Settling in the UK. If you are joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. And for those that have joined us before, as you know very well, that the last session was quite empowering. So you are welcome again, and you have not missed out on anything. This is the place to be on a Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I know some people may be resting in bed, but I can tell you that this is the right place to be if you really want to be empowered, about your career, about your immigration status, about moving forward, about growth, personal growth, family growth, business growth. This is just the place to be, and that's where we all want to be. So you're welcome. So you're doing the right thing at 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning. you have actually chosen to do the right thing. Welcome to another enriching and empowering session. And I can assure you, you're going to be taking a lot away. You're going to be taking much away. So you're welcome. You're going to be taking much away. This is the place to be. Continue to please remind people that you've shared it with, that they actually need to be here to hear themselves, to ask the questions themselves, to be able to kind of connect themselves. So this is the place to be. You're actually at the right place. So you're welcome again, and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining again. So welcome, Gaps and Bridges. We welcome you. This is a place where we empower individuals and communities, where we connect people to the resources. And resources could, like I always say, resources does not mean money. Resources could mean what you can empower you to opportunities. This is a place where we connect people to opportunities. And this is also the place where we create new opportunities. So this is the place to be on a Saturday morning at 11 a.m. You're actually at the right place. So you're welcome again. I will hand over to my colleague Femi, who will take it from here while we continue to welcome you all. Please continue to share, continue to remind people like, okay, you can still join. We're just starting, the main speaker is going to come up soon, but we're just starting. So I'll hand over to Femi. Femi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Thank you very much.
Femi will take over from here. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bumi, for that. Yeah, I am starting now. First of all, yeah, I just want to take up from there. I want to say welcome to everyone. If you were in the previous session, it was very inspiring. We had Olaide, who is a seasoned solicitor, tell you about the latest stuff when it comes to immigration status. She's going to be here as well, but just for a very short time, and she will just give us the latest stuff about immigration. And then we will have our key speaker, who is Victor. He used to be a consultant, and he has so much experience when it comes to business. The thing is, knowledge is power, and information can change your life, forever. It's just that next information you need to take you to the next level. But without much ado, I'm just going to give you a brief of gaps and bridges, and what gaps and bridges is all about. So gaps and bridges is a CIC registered in the UK. And what we are set up for, just as my previous colleague said, is to empower, people in the UK, especially Africans in the diaspora. And, that's why we are thrilled to have you guys, in this session. So you can see here, gaps and bridges, create, connect, and empower. And that's what I'm going to be talking about, the slogan, create, connect, and empower. What do we mean when we say create, connect, and empower? Now, our vision is a platform for connecting businesses and communities for transformational impact. We want to see people thrive. We want to see people thrive at their jobs, own their businesses, and succeed in life. We want everyone to flourish, flourish beyond the UK and begin to impact their roots. So that's one of our vision. I mean, that's what one of the things we want to see. We want to see you flourish from here and then impact your roots back in Africa. Go back and give back. You are here in the UK, develop yourself and see how you can give back. And that's what we are all about. So we are looking at the slogan, create. So gaps and bridges creates opportunities for you to move ahead in life. So we are creating opportunities for you to move ahead in life. And we want you to become the best that you want, that you want to be. And one of the ways we do this, one of the ways, we encourage this is through volunteering. Now, we're not saying if you have a job, leave your job and then go and serve volunteer. We're just saying you can always make time to volunteer. And if you don't have a job, that's good. You know, volunteering is good. Yeah, it's a way of making a difference in your community. I can remember when I first came to the UK, there were several things I didn't understand. And, you know, I volunteered for the British Hearts Foundation. And, there, you know, I learned how to use the money. I learned how to work on the till. I learned how to engage with people. And these are skills that are transferable into your new job. So volunteering, you could always look for something that you have an interest in and volunteer in that thing. And volunteering doesn't mean you give 10 hours. You can give as much as you know, as little as an hour in a week. So it's just getting that, and that's one of the things we encourage you, volunteer. And there are some opportunities in Gaps and Bridges where you could, you know, volunteer. You could just come and volunteer, and then, you know, we could put you in places where could help your skills to develop. Another thing about volunteering is it gives you opportunities for referencing, especially if you don't have, you know, you've never worked in a place. Or sometimes some people don't want to use their office as a reference. So you can use it where you volunteer as a reference, and it's acceptable. So it's something you should look into. So creates Gaps and Bridges, creates opportunities, connect. Another thing we want to do is to connect people together. We build bridges in Gaps and Bridges, not walls. That's why it's called Gaps and Bridges. So we build bridges, we don't build walls. Bridges to help you move on to the next level in your career and in your business. And that's why we're inviting someone like Victor, who is seasoned. He's been a consultant for several years, giving you the ideas on business ideas and career strategies. And these are information that you need and that will help you. And we're also looking at having other events, you know, as time goes on, other training and developing events that will help you and that will empower you. So one of the things we want is connection. So create, connect, and empower. So we believe here in Gaps and Bridges that there are boundless opportunities. Boundless opportunities. And we want you to be empowered. So, you know, the way we aim at achieving this is through having seminars. Because our desire is to see you to thrive and to become the best you can be. And we believe that together we can achieve this. We can achieve this. So we are saying connect, be a part, connect with our WhatsApp, connect with the Facebook. We have the African Diaspora WhatsApp. You know, we'll have the Facebook as well. These are platforms that you can connect with people. And you know, that's a skill when you connect with people and networks. Sometimes networks can take you further than where your skills can take you. So yeah, that's that for that. I'm just going to stop the share here. And I am going to just go straight and introduce our guest. Our guest is not somebody who's new. Olaide Awubile is a seasoned immigration expert. She's been giving, you know, immigration advice to many people. And this is, it doesn't mean, it doesn't have to be somebody who is settled. Even if you are settled, this information is relevant for you because you could use it for somebody else. You could use it for someone else. So she's not going to be here for a long time. I know a lot of people want to ask questions about immigration, that. She's a guest speaker. We still have our key speaker. Our key speaker is here for business, for career, and to help us to delve into that place. But Olaide is going to be here to give us the latest information on immigration and to give us some tips that will help us concerning immigration, and you know that we could also harness with business. So I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to introduce Olaide to just take it up from here. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we
And
can hear
you're
you. We can hear you.
okay.
Like though
Yeah.
we can't see you, but we can hear you. If we
Good
can hear.
morning, everybody. So, yeah, so thank you, ma. So, my name is Olaide Awogbile. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I also want to thank the executives of GAPS and Bridges for this opportunity. And I also want to thank you all for attending. This slides will be available if you need it. All you have to do is just contact the executives and they will send it to you. I would also stay back for Q&A. So if you have any questions after the key speaker has spoken, I'm happy to answer them for free during this seminar. But after this seminar, you will need to pay for any further charges. So, like introduced by Femi, my name is Olaide Awogbile. I'm a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and I'm a practicing solicitor here in England and Wales. And
Sorry, Miss Like, not to interrupt, but is it possible to see your face?
okay.
Thank you. If it's possible, yeah.
Yeah. Can you see my face?
Eh, Okay, I can't. I don't know about others, but yeah, but just
It's
carry
showing on the side. Yeah.
on. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it by the side. It's fine. It's good.
Okay then. Thank you.
Okay, so I've got 10 minutes, so I'm going to be moving with speed. So I'm a solicitor here in England and Wales, and I am also a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. For the purpose of this seminar, I'll be talking about navigating career and business opportunities in UK from the legal perspective. My areas of expertise are family law and immigration law. My main area is family law. The immigration is just the additional one I do. I'm allowed to practice 5 areas of law, but I just choose to do two. Before I start, I want to quickly read a disclaimer that the information I'll be sharing during this legal seminar does not constitute legal advice in any form, as legal advice can be given based on individual circumstances. So the purpose of this seminar is to inform, enlighten, and educate you based on my personal circumstances. Now, to build a career in the UK, in my opinion, you need to be either employed or to have a business. So from the legal point of view, what do you need to do? So with respect to running a business or being employed, you will need to either, number one, have a work visa. So we're all aware of the types of work visas that we have. We have the skilled worker, the health and care, the graduate worker, popularly known as post-study, global talent, temporary visa. So without, if you don't have indefinite leave to remain or you are not a British citizen, you would need a work visa. Another way you could work or build a career in UK is that you could also use a family visa. That is, you could be a spouse of a British citizen or a spouse of someone that has a settled status or somebody's dependent, or be a parent of a British child, or have an ancestry visa or British citizenship by descent. That is, if somebody in your lineage is a British citizen and they're passing that to you. You could also work or build a career in UK with some other types of visas that are not clearly stated as work visas. For example, international sportsman visa, minister of religion, that is for those of you that have the calling in your life or you work for a religious institution, scale up visa, frontier worker permit, gets exempt vignettes. That's, those that are diplomats and all that. Then another way you could work or build a career in UK is via what we call a business visa. So there is innovators founders visa and there is global talent. Or as I said earlier on, you need to be a British citizen or an Irish citizen or have indefinite leave to remain to be able to work in the UK or build a career in UK. So now, with regards to the work visas and other types of work visas you can work with, it is very important that your employer must have a sponsor's license. All right. If you need, you can work for anybody if you don't need them to, you don't need their visa to renew. That is maybe, for example, you're a spouse to a British citizen, your employer does not really need to have sponsor's license. But if you need a work visa, or a business visa to regulate your status in the UK, your employer has to have a sponsor's license. Then your employer also has to pay the appropriate salaries. Now, for some visas, Your employer may not really need to pay the appropriate salary. For example, a minister of religion, do you understand? Then this domestic visa and all that. Then your employer has to issue you what is called COS, Certificate of Sponsorship, which will enable you to apply for the visa to work. Now, these are just my own personal opinion and my own suggestions that I have noticed that has worked for me and some of my clients here in the UK. Now, other than the legal part, you must also have a vision and a plan. For example, you came to the UK, maybe you are a zoologist. In Nigeria, you studied zoology and you came to the UK. You are not married to a British citizen and you need to regularize your stay. Your plan should be, okay, how would I regularize my stay and how can I make what I have work for me? So you may need to have a vision and a plan that, okay, I need to retrain. Now, if you go on the Home Office website or you just Google shortage occupation, you could see some shortage occupations that you've got that transferable skills that will make you more employable. Then you may need to do some certifications. Some certification, not necessarily that you have to study another degree. It could be just level one, which you put your foot in the door. So you need to have that vision and that plan for yourself, not just feeling helpless, because I think that's the situation a lot of people find themselves with. Then you also need to have career mentors and build professional networks. I believe so much in you always speaking to those that you met here and in the career that you desire. And I'll use myself as an example. So when I came to the UK, I came in 2005, I came for my master's. I was applying for law jobs, even though am a solicitor, a barrister and solicitor in Nigeria, and I was planning to qualify. I kept applying and applying. For over a year, I did not get a job. And I was wondering, what am I not doing right? Why can't I break into my legal career? Is it the color of my skin? Because, a lot of things was coming to my head. So one of my aunties, now my late dad spoke to my auntie. She now said, okay, there's this lawyer in her church. She will speak to me. Maybe he could give me direction. Now, upon speaking to that gentleman, the man said that I should send him my CV. When I sent him my CV, he now said, there's no way they're going to employ you. You are going to be scaring them. What they're going to be saying is that you are too overqualified for this role. The first thing you need to do is that you need to take out all your masters, your LLB, your LLM, everything, CV. Then the legal work you've done in Nigeria, you need to try and put them on your CV that these are the kind of work that you've done. Then you need to start applying for paralegal assistant roles. I was like, I would never have thought that through that way I'll break through my career. And I just followed his instruction. I removed all my Nigerian degrees. I changed everything to, you know, the relevant skills that a paralegal will have in UK. For example, like photocopy. Not that I was lying. In Nigeria, I would do photocopying. Filing, I would do that in Nigeria. Do you understand? So I put that there, and to God be the glory, I got my first job in 2006 with a law firm called Foot and Stitch Solicitors in Taunton, and my first salary was £18,000. So it was £14,000. Do you understand? And just like the gentleman said, he said, all you need is just 6 months. Once you have that 6 months, you move to the next level. You apply for the next level. And you keep applying like that till you qualify. When you qualify, it's another ball game. So, and after 6 months, I got the second job with a law firm called Mowbray Woodward Solicitors in Bath, and they increased it to 20,000, and that was in 2006. Now, if I did not speak to this gentleman and I was like, what the hell is he and all that, there's no way I would have gotten that vital information. I would have just been struggling and struggling like a lot of people are struggling, and I would have just be doing things I will not be happy with. Do you understand? So I thank God for giving me guidance. And he also told me that any area of law I want to go into, I should go on the Law Society website. I should look for African and Asian names if I have any question. And I've stuck to that advice. And God has been very kind to me. He has always led me to the right set of people. Then always plan and set clear goals. For example, I've talked about our target shortage occupation jobs, have a good CV, write professional exam. Now, with the having a good CV, I always say this. Then I was still married to my ex-husband, we had privilege of being surrounded by professionals. And what they told us was that you need to pay for your CV to be done. Because the way we apply for jobs in Nigeria is different from the way it's done here. In Nigeria, there's something we call connections, where your uncle will know auntie that will chip a word for you. But here, we don't have any auntie or uncle that will chip a word for you. So you have to pray and also, do some certain things. So we went online. There are companies online that do CVs. Now, we were advised, and that was, I think, another second thing that God did that, I got that job, you know, when you pay for your CV to be done, I know most schools do CVs for free, but when you pay for professionals to have your CV done, they help you put keywords in it. Because I might be wrong, but I've spoken to some HR people later on, and I think there's an element of truth in it. The way it works is that when they put a job advert out, maybe they only need one person or two people. Maybe 500 people will apply for the job. So they have maybe like 20 keywords. So maybe they first of all put two keywords. The keywords will reduce it from 500 to 300. Then they'll put the third keyword, it will reduce it to maybe 100. They will keep putting the keywords till they reach maybe like 5 or 6. Then it is those 6 people that they will send forward to the recruiter. Do you understand? So, and that's the essence of you paying for the good CV to be done. They will help you put keywords because if I remember clearly, they asked us, what are you looking to do? Are you looking for training role? They will help you do it in such a way that you get training opportunities. Are you looking for professional work? So we paid for our CV to be done. And we used the cheapest one then. Then in 2006, it was £10. That was the amount we paid. Though it was a lot, it was a lot to us as students, but it paid off in the long run.
Yeah.
During COVID, it's my time up. During COVID,
Yeah, nearly. It's
okay,
okay.
it just me to me. During COVID, it's around £100. So it's something that you may need to invest in to have your CV done. Then start with what you have, your talent, your hobby, your savings. You don't have to borrow to do anything. Just start with what you have. Be strategic in terms of the location of the business, your presentation, and the packaging of the product. Then meet a need and define your customers. Not everybody, one thing I've learned is that not everybody is my client. There are some people that are not my clients. So you need to identify, okay, this is how to sift the clients up, okay? Then stay away from crime and potential incriminating matters. So for example, those of you in the care industry, you know that you have to be extremely careful. Anything that would stain your DBS, you need to stay away from it. So for further inquiries, those are my contact details, or you can reach out to the organizers at Gaps and Bridges. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Ms. Laide. Thank you so very much. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for always responding when we invite. We sincerely appreciate you. And I just want to let us all know that Laide is coming back at very soon, to take a full session. This is just to keep us up to date about the trending issues, and that's why we've brought her here just for 10 minutes. And we still have a main speaker. And some of the things she has actually touched on, I can assure you that the main speaker will be touching on that. For example, talking about career mentors. I think, our main speaker is into that, he's into, mentoring, professional growth, even this CV writing. We all kind of want to connect with even people who would understand us. For example, if I'm looking for a solicitor in the UK, I will most likely find the one where I can explain my issue, and you know how we do our hands when we are talking in Nigeria, and we'll be able to explain. I'll most likely be able to look for a solicitor that I can identify with, or if I'm looking for an accountant, as long as they are credible, I would most likely look for one that I can identify with, that can understand even my unspoken and my non-verbal communication. So, and our next guest is more into that. His name is Victor Sunday, and I'm sure you would really benefit from him. It's going to be another enriching session. I'm quite privileged to have met him in a virtual platform where I attended the session. I feel quite privileged to have met him, and I just thought, no, I shouldn't be the only one that should enjoy enjoy this information and all that. And that from his very tight schedule and all that, I had to kind of solicit with him to be here for us today. And so he's going to, he's going to be talking to us about, coaching, how to develop our career, some of those things that Laide has talked about. He's just going to be building on that because he's directly into that. He's the founder of Join Momentum. He will talk more about that, and you can Google that online. And he's focused on helping individuals build their businesses. He's focused on individual and business growth. So you're actually at the right place. So it's just going to be more like take it up from where Ms. Laide has concluded at. And I think he's also into career CV building, coaching, mentoring, and you may just want to hear. For your questions, it's at the end of the end of his own session, we'll take a few questions. Just one or two will be directed at Ms. Laide because this is actually the main session for today. But I can assure you, Ms. Laide is coming back in a few, maybe down the line. It's very soon, maybe not the next one, but very soon, as much as she has that time to do that. So thank you very much, Ms. Laide. So bringing Mr. Victor Sunday onto the line of Join Momentum. Thank you, sir. Could you, I think we've already made him the host. Yeah. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome to Sunday. Thank you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can do. Please, if you can hear Mr. Sunday, give a thumbs up.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gaps and Bridges. Thank you, Bumi. Thank you, Femi. Thank you, Olaide, for also leading the path and sharing your experiences and your expertise this morning. I want to say thank you for the opportunity and the privilege to be on your platform to share a couple of things based on my own areas of expertise and experiences as it relates to career and business. My name is Victor Shonde, for those who might not know. I'm going to share my screen. I've got a lot to share with you today, but I will need your help to keep me honest with time. So please, you can send me a DM or just try and let me know how I'm doing with time. Because normally when I do this sort of series or topics like this, it requires a lot of attention to detail. And normally this takes about half a day or a full day type workshop or seminar. But of course, we are pressed for time in this time and age we're living. Everything is very, very microwave, very fast. So I'll do my best to condense a lot of the information into this very short moment. So I want to make sure that I'm connecting with you. I want to make sure that you're with me on this session tonight. So bear with me. I spin up my screen and then we get started. I am really excited listening to when Femi was sharing about what Gaps and Bridges does and the mission of Gaps and Bridges and all that stuff. It's really, really resonates with me. Please let me know if you can see my screen now. If that's working, then I think we can kick off.
Yeah, we can see.
You can see my screen. Okay, brilliant. All right. So like I was saying, the mission and everything you guys are doing is really good. And I want to commend your efforts. This is what we need. I am very, very pro economic empowerment, especially for immigrants and especially for Black people. And I mean that in every sense of the word. I have set myself on a mission to empower as many people of color all over the world as I possibly can. And that is one of my own personal legacies that I'm trying to build through all the work that I do, which I will talk about in a moment. But today, my topic or what I'm talking about is navigating career and business opportunities in the UK. And I believe everybody or most of the people here, you're either already in the UK or you're on your way to the UK, whichever way, wherever you are within that spectrum. I hope you will be able to take something very valuable away from the session this morning. Very quickly about myself. Um, my name is Victor Shonde, as already been said. I am a business consultant and I'm a technology leader. I focus in three areas: education, growth, and products. Those are the three areas where I have focused my career. And in the past, I'll say 20 years-ish, I've been working, I started as a career in finance back in Nigeria, qualified as a chartered accountant when I was 20 years old. My 21st birthday, I remember vividly celebrating as a qualified chartered accountant in those days. And luckily for me, I've been privileged, been blessed to kick off my career as early as 21. And I worked in finance for about 6, 7 years. And before I realized I was bored of accounting, I was bored of the numbers. I felt I could do more. Even though I was working as an accountant or I was working in finance, something that really, really stuck with me, that never really left me, is technology. All right, technology never left me. Even though I was doing accounting, I always found myself in the tech area of finance. You see me doing things like Peachtree, the QuickBooks, the Dark Easy implementation training. I was always in that space, right? And even in companies that I work, they always left me in charge of managing the implementation of, rollout of software systems, because that came to me very naturally. And I find people telling me, did you study computer science or did you do computer engineering or are you an engineer and whatnot? No, I didn't. But yes, I have a master's in digital business now. However, just naturally, I think I have a flair for anything technology related. On the screen, you can follow me on YouTube. Unfortunately, I have reached the maximum number of connections on LinkedIn. So I can only be followed on LinkedIn. So I'm more active on LinkedIn. So that's why I put it there. If you want to follow me, LinkedIn is the best place to find me, to see a lot of the materials and content and be a part of my network. I have a new newsletter that I just started, which is kind of growing every week. People are subscribing to it. So you can subscribe to that. And my YouTube is coming soon. My YouTube channel is coming soon. So you're looking at an upcoming YouTuber. The reason why this is super important is I found that YouTube is quite strategic. And I have a lot and lot of material that I've been teaching people, sharing over the years, the last decade, that I think it'd be good to kind of have it in a very, in more like a catalog of content that people can find. So that is coming soon. So Join Momentum is an organization that I've been privileged to found in the United Kingdom. And our mission is to accelerate digital talents and business productivity. And we do this through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. I'll break that down very little in simple terms. So we have in the UK found that a lot of people, they are looking for work, they're looking for career progression, but then they spend a lot of money and a lot of effort acquiring more degrees, acquiring more certificates, acquiring more training. But then after they've done the training, they've got a certificate, they've got a degree, the question still remains, I still can't get a job. They're still telling me they don't have the relevant work experience. And something that you need to be aware of is that in these climes, in the United Kingdom, employers value, and it's not even in the UK, all over the world, really, employers value work experience above your degrees or your credentials. And I think some of the things that Olaide said earlier about a personal experience, I could definitely relate with that. So this is why we set out for Join Momentum in a very different path. We do not provide just courses or training or whatnot. I'll show you if you want a course, if you want a certificate. We have our platform that we are currently building called growthacademy.johnmentum.co.uk, but that's a separate thing. If you are looking for work, that is the thing. For work, where you work with teams from all over the world, please go on Instagram, go on LinkedIn or wherever, subscribe to John Momentum, or go to our website and apply. You can apply for up to 5,000 equivalent of training, and you wouldn't have to pay anything if you can scale through the assessments and whatnot. And you can self-sponsor yourself by taking on our career accelerator placement. But the bottom line is this: through the efforts that we are investing in people, investing money and efforts and time and training and mentoring in people, we deliver innovative products and solutions that address user needs and also create value for our candidates, our clients, and our stakeholders. More about that later. So this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't really matter what discipline, whether you're trying to become a user researcher, product manager, solution architect, DevOps engineer, and so on and so forth. Please visit the website and peruse the information, and you'll probably learn more. And if you're looking for courses, like I said, some of my courses and training are now being published on this new platform that Join Momentum actually designed and built. And we are doing something amazing called the Signature Partner Program for coaches. If you're a coach, if you're a trainer, but you don't have the time, or you don't have the capacity or the skill or the money to invest in building your training and building your courses and launching your program, we have a program called Signature Partner Program that we're empowering, especially BIPOC, which is Black immigrants and people of color. We are helping them to turn their expertise and knowledge into money with our platform. So that's something you might be interested in. But let's get into the content of today. I hope you have your pen and papers, because I'm just going to be rambling through a lot of ideas and tips today. But what I want to start with this morning is to talk about some very generic concepts or principles that I believe that every individual who is navigating their career or business should be aware of. Okay, so you need to have these things at the back of your mind to help you. I mean, I think Ladi was talking earlier about the importance of having a plan. All right, you have moved from Ghana, you have moved to the United Kingdom. What is your plan to settle? What is your plan for your career? What is your plan for your business? And this is what we are talking about this morning. First things first, I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God, and I believe that your career is a divine assignment tailored for your unique calling. So there's a difference between your job and your career. So let's establish that first. The fact that I'm working today as a solution architect, as a product manager, it is my job. Yeah, that is my job. I get paid a salary for my job. Or the fact that I'm doing work as a care worker today, that doesn't mean that is my career. That is my job. Or you are working as a musician, producing music, and you're selling your ideas to teach people how to do. That could be your job. But you need to bear in mind that you need to align your talent and your aspirations to the grand plan of God for your life, which is your purpose. You need to answer that question. Why am I here on earth? What talents, what skills, what are my capabilities that I know, that things I will do that will give me fulfillment? And when I say fulfillment, I'm not talking about just money. I'm not talking about a high salary. I'm not talking about material stuff. I'm talking about impact, being a blessing to your generation, leaving a legacy for your generation. That is what I'm talking about. And that is what your career should be about. Your job or whatever it is you're doing should be tailoring or taking you to in alignment with your career. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make today. The second thing I want to talk about is I notice a lot of people talk about networking a lot. A lot of people talk about networking, network, attend events, go for this. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I preach that. I do that. In fact, I was planning to be in London today, but then I thought, oh, no. I've committed myself to this. I must deliver this. So I've decided to move my event in London. I'll join the one in Birmingham. It is a property networking event in London. Why am I saying this to you? My point here is you need to focus on forging genuine connections. And let me put it this way. Over the years, I've trained so many people, like in the hundreds and the thousands, right? Who have gone on to do amazing things, some of them have even become trainers. And we're all playing in the same industry, in the same market, right? But what I find is that there are people whose connection with me they are meaningful, they are genuine. And I could pick up the phone today and say, oh, even though you were my mentor yesterday, I need your help for this, or can you do this for me? Or some of them can even come here and say, hey, boss, this is what's going on. Can you look into this for me? Yada, 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 and all that type of stuff. We have gone beyond just having a working relationship, or boss to, manager to team. No, it is now gone into a genuine connection where we look and seek out for one another. So what I would advise you, because you see the advent of the internet, social media has created so much fakery, so much ingenuity, so much, I don't know, what else is the word to talk to say, so much, you know, plastic smiles, lies that is not real, that is not authentic, right? And people are looking for authenticity, right? So when you are connecting with people, and this goes a long way about your career, about your business, it's super important, right? You need to think about, how can I be real and honest and be myself and be genuine with this new friend I've made? If you can't, don't force it, okay? But this is what networking should be all about. It's more than just exchanging business cards. It's about building authentic relationships that can propel your career and your business forward, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is innovation, all right? In a world that we live now is driven by innovation. In fact, if you check everywhere you look right now, they're talking AI, this, AI, that. I was talking to a friend, was it on Sunday? I can't remember. And we're talking about technology. And they said, oh, everybody is building an AI product. I said, yeah, even I'm building an AI product. So why am I saying this to you? You need to be technology literate. It's no longer an excuse. You need to be technology literate. Innovation is the fuel for success. So you need to have technological literacy for your success. I'll give you examples. Even if you want to set up a business, or there's no career or no job that you want to do in this time and age that there is no influence or no input of tech. I can say that categorically. If you do work in the canteen or in the restaurant, you will fill your timesheets. You will submit your invoice, right? If you work in care, yes, you're looking after somebody, but at some point you will have to submit your timesheet. You have to do something in order to get paid. Your banking, you need tech to do your banking, because I can't remember this last time I went into a banking hall. Even to buy food, you need to know how to navigate, download the apps, do the things to order food, to deliver food to your house. And so it's so important that you can no longer say that, oh, I'm not techie or I don't know tech. That excuse is like no longer an excuse, no longer acceptable. As long as you can hold a mobile phone, you can pick up your phone and you can do things on your mobile phone, you are technology literate. And that's the start. That's the starting point. So you need to explore things like digital tools, new innovative platforms, enhance your skills and look at how can I seize opportunities for growth. I'll move on very quickly. Now, this one is super important, and I'm very passionate about this because like I said, economic empowerment for me, is not just about getting a job in tech or getting a job in IT or building a business or whatever. It's about financial independence, right? Because this is super important for career success. There's so many people they cannot fulfill their career today because they are stuck in the job, because they need a job to pay the bills. Without the job, the bills cannot be paid. And with the job, they cannot do anything else that relates to where they really thrive and where. So financial independence is super important. So you need to bake financial plan or financial independence goal into your plan, right? As you are navigating your career, as you're looking for opportunities, you need to continue to learn practical strategies to manage finances, build wealth, and secure your financial future. For example, You need to understand what makes up or what impacts your credit report. Your credit report is your CV, right? That is, you can influence, that can influence your financial success or that can destroy you. Seriously, if you are not aware or if you do not know how to manage and maintain the things that go into your credit report, then you are on the path, you're on the wrong path. You need to educate yourself. There's so many training, there's so many. In fact, go on YouTube and go and say, how do I manage my credit file? Right? If you go online and just apply for every credit card, you apply for every loan, whatever on the internet, trust me, those things are affecting your credit file. They are leaving digital footprints on your credit report. Okay. And this is something you need to, just for an example. And this is something that is super important for your financial independence. Okay. So I'll move on quickly. There's something I've heard a lot of people say over the years. I've been there. People have been racist to me in the workplace. But I still maintain the fact that diversity, your diversity, our diversity, it is a strength, not a weakness. If we know how to leverage on it, if you know how to use it, if you know how to tap into the power of your diversity, you need to explore. I would encourage you to explore how your cultural background and your cultural experiences can be leveraged as a valuable asset in the UK job market. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, I did some work. I can't remember now. One of my teams, I think it was at the BBC or what's at Sky. Oh, I think it was at Sky. So every time we go for lunch, I go for lunch with my team. I was leading the team then, and we all crack jokes. We all talk about different things. And because London is very cosmopolitan, so a lot of people in my team at that time, I had Indians, I had Europeans, Italians, British people. I think I was African. I think there's another African person from Ghana or something. I can't remember, but it's a team about 12 I was leading at the time. Now, the story here is that when we go together, we go in a group we go to it was at Sky, I remember now. Sky has like a restaurant or like a club where people go to eat on the campus in Austin, London. Now, one of the times, every time I have to share a story with my team, I tell them about my time at home back in Nigeria when I was doing a chicken business, yeah, or when I was supporting my dad in the business of piggery, farming, or we're doing a lot of rabbits and whatnot. Now, the part that stuck with most people, I'll tell you, was Victor, how do you is the process by which we were killing the chicken? And I tell them in a day, I could slaughter about 50 or 60 or 70 chickens to be able to meet the demand in the market that people were asking for, especially when it was seasonal, maybe Christmas or Easter or one of those. Now, a lot of the connection I still have till today, professionally, right? From the team I worked, I'm talking about a project of about 10, 12 years ago, right, in London, were those moments that we shared genuine conversations about our background, where I told them the stories about my background, what I've done, things I found, interesting and whatnot. And a lot of them will be amused, like, what? You kill chicken? That is so crazy. They found it interesting. But for me, I was just sharing like stories and whatnot from my past that I found, I think, something I could share that my team, we just we could laugh about it and whatnot. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm saying this because don't think that your past or your past experiences or where you've come from or what you represent is a disadvantage. It could be your greatest asset. I have been in a position where the reason why I was considered for a top level job in a big organization in the UK was because they needed somebody who is Black, who is an expert, who knows what he's doing, and can engage at that senior level, and they needed somebody of color. Yeah, so you need to think about it that way. In fact, when you're applying for work, I would encourage you, if you're one of those, maybe you're sending out CVs on the job platforms, type DEI, right? Type DEI and see the ones that come up and apply for them. You'll be surprised what could happen. Now, this one I cannot emphasize enough. Your personal brand is your most valuable asset. You saw me at the beginning. I was telling you that I've maxed out the number of connections I have on LinkedIn. LinkedIn only allows you to have 30,000 people connected to you maximum. After 30,000, they don't let you accept connection requests from anybody again. So right now, you have to be super, 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 super like important for me to go and remove somebody and accept you. As there's so many connections on my LinkedIn that I have hundreds of them that people have sent to me because they want to connect with me, but I can't accept, right? So from time to time, I go through the list. If I know that, okay, this one, I want to keep in touch. I want to see what this person is doing. Then I can find, okay, who can I take out? I take out this person. So my point is this: build your personal brand, right? Build your personal brand. It doesn't really matter whether you're doing business or whether you're doing a job or whether you're only focused on ministry or whatever. Your personal brand has a huge correlation to the rise and the fall of your career. Yeah. So learn how to define what is your unique value proposition? What are your strengths? Right? If you type your name on Google, what comes up? That is a simple litmus test. I tell people when I do this, I'll sip you some water. Go on Google right now, type your name. What do you see? That is where you start from. That gives you an idea of what perception people have about you when they Google your name. And when you apply for work or you do whatever it is you want to do, right? The first thing anybody will do is to put your name on Google or LinkedIn or Facebook. They will search you out first. It's what it is, right? And some people say, oh, I'm not on LinkedIn, I'm not on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, mate, you're not doing yourself any much favors. This one, lifelong learning is super important. You need to have a growth mindset. You need to acquire new skills every day, and you have to stay ahead of the curve. I like what Olaide said about even if you have a CV and your CV is not in the right shape or form, it might actually be the reason why you're not getting calls or getting up. Right now, I was reading the ONS statistics in the UK. Unemployment is rising, right? We're talking about it's a time of recession and whatnot, and there are strategies and techniques that people can employ to help to survive and navigate in this time and season. And you are even, as a Black person or as a person of color, it's even more important that you are conscious of these things and prepare yourself to be able to navigate in this direction. And I think the final one, a couple of ones before I go into, I want to share a few tips with you today, some conventional tips, some not so conventional. Some of them you might agree with, some of them you might not agree with, but my job, I will not be doing my job if I don't share these things with you. I hope you find you're getting value from this so far. Cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence. In fact, I have a big, massive article I'm writing about this. I'm like 90% done. I've not published. I'm waiting for the right time to release it. You need to know, and you see some of this later, you need to know how and what the impact of culture is. British is very cultural, it's a very highly cultured environment, right? From the food to the music to the weather, right? Everything is culture, right? And you need to understand the seasons. You need to understand if I'm going to engage in a conversation with a recruiter, how do you break the ice? You need to go and learn ice breaking. We don't do, way back when I was coming from, I didn't know these things. I had to learn these things the hard way. I had to learn these things by practice. I had to learn these things by experience and by knowledge. And these are the things I'm sharing with you. You can literally go online today, right? When YouTube was not as popular at the time when we started. But the truth is, you can go on YouTube today and you can learn and absorb a lot of intelligence culturally about the United Kingdom, right? And that can help you. It will make you understand, for example, you are applying for a job in a company in Scotland. What are the cultural tendencies in Scotland? What do they do? What do they love to do? What kind of tea do they take? What kind of sports interest them? What kind of TV shows are popular in Scotland? What's their weather like? You need to know these things because it will help you to be able to communicate respectfully. I'm telling you, it will help you to collaborate effectively. And you can leverage the strengths of when you work in a multicultural team. It does help you to be able to, you are able to play as a team. Have you not seen places where you apply for work and they will tell you that the reason why they are declining or they are not giving you the job is for cultural fitness? You've not heard that before. That's what they're talking about. They just assess you based on the interview, based on your performance, based on your digital footprint, based on your LinkedIn, based on the kind of things that you say on the internet. Some of you that go on Facebook and you comment on everything, and the same thing, the same profile you're using to comment and saying all sorts of things on Instablog and everything is the same profile you are using to go and apply for work. Trust me, you are doing yourself a disfavor because they look at you and be like, no, culturally, this person will not fit. A guy, a CEO, a European guy, the owner of Web Summit, he posted something about Israeli and the Israel war going on right now with Gaza and whatnot. He just tweeted an opinion. And because of that, he had the conference coming. Hundreds of companies canceled their registration to his event. Live. They just quoted the street. And a lot of companies said, we registered, we paid thousands to send our people there. But based on this tweet from the founder of the company that is organizing this event, we are no longer coming for the event. So they canceled. I mean, the conference still here, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the impact of cultural awareness. Okay? This one is no-brainer. Imposter syndrome is a big deal. And I have some ideas that can help, but the most important thing is you have to recognize your worth. You have to celebrate your achievements. Nobody will make your noise for you if you are not making your noise about yourself. Okay? So you need to amplify your story. And this is one of the things that I love that we do in Join Momentum. One of the things we found is that it's not the courses or the training or the certifications, or that's not what people are looking. You need to have a brand. You need to have a voice such that if I check you out, I know, this is the kind of person we're looking for because they have the skills and the knowledge. Okay. Your work, I already talked about this. You need to think about legacy, impact. Yeah. What impact are you leaving on people around you? Now, let's go into some of the more practical stuff. I'm getting more practical now. Some of you have transitioned to the UK. You have come from, I don't know, whichever country, like I did, from Nigeria. One of the things you have to do is you need to take stock. What skills do you have? What are your transferable skills, right? And when I say transferable skills, I can share my own experience with you. I didn't want to come to the UK for many reasons, personal reasons. I believed at the time I was doing okay in my career. I was working for one of the top global consulting firms in the world, Accenture, for clarity, if you don't know. But at the time, I felt my wife she did her master's and whatnot, and I felt like she should come back to Nigeria and start or continue a job or whatever. But then after a while, she said no, that she wanted to stay in the UK. I thought, oh, this was not the plan. So we're on that for a couple of years. But the point I'm making is this. Eventually, when I was convinced that I needed to come and stay in the UK after so many back and forth, indecision. In fact, there was a time I came here, I resigned. And when I arrived, an offer letter was waiting for me to send me back after a week, right? But the bottom line, the point I'm making is this. Eventually, when I decided, I was working from my home, our home at the time in Manchester. And I remember that day, I packed my laptop, I sent my resignation. I was no longer working for the company I was working for. I decided to courier the laptop back to Nigeria because I told them I wasn't quite sure. Let me go and decide when I get to the UK, I'll decide. But luckily for me, I told some of my friends, by the way, I'm here to stay now. Just give me a shout if anything. And if one of my friends, I can never forget this guy, he called me up. He was living in Scotland, and I think he still lives in Scotland. And he said, oh, Victor, listen, if you want to quickly get in here, these are the things you must do first. And he gave me like a checklist. Honestly, I can never forget a phone call. He said, apply for NI, call this company. They're looking for this kind of people now. get your apply for provisional driver's license. Don't rely on your international driver's license. Apply. It just gave me like a checklist of these things that I needed to do like immediately. Guys, honestly, I got my first job in the Royal Bank of Scotland in less than 2 weeks that I decided to stay in the UK. 2 weeks. I came here, and 2 weeks I got a job. Now, even when I got a job, I didn't have an NI. They were asking me for my NI card or whatever they were giving that time. I think they used to give NI card that time. I had not arrived. I had to write HMLC. I used to tell the people that, sorry, I lost my NI, that I'm requesting for it. So I requested HMRC to send. So my own NI today is a letter. I never got the NI card. I think they put NI card on the BRPs now anyway. But my point is, you need to know and take a stock of your skills, your knowledge, your certifications, and you need to be able to which ones are applicable in this new terrain that I am. I've already talked about LinkedIn. I've already talked about building a portfolio. If you're working with all the places you have worked, gather them. If you're in tech, create a GitHub account, and it's free. It's free. You don't pay anything. You create a GitHub account and put all the projects you worked on in a very nice chronological order. This is not your CV. This is your portfolio. All right? And then show up online. If you cannot post yourself, comment on people's posts. I'm not joking. This thing, let me give you another example. I like to give examples because, when you say these things, people can think they are cliche of, I'm not a motivational speaker, so I don't know if I'm motivating you or inspiring you, but I like to give the example because everything I'm telling you is things I've experienced. On LinkedIn, one guy posted that, and I want to share this with you in relation to personal branding and networking. A Nigerian guy posted on LinkedIn and said he was running out of time on his post-study work visa. I did a course. I designed a course on global talent visa. It's on Growth Academy. If you're interested, go and see it there. And I was sharing, and the guy was saying that he was running out of time. He's been looking for work for the past 1 year. Nobody is giving him a shot. Anyway, he wrote a long post. So people were engaging on the post and saying that, oh, stay strong, keep going, those kind of comments on social media. So somebody now commented and said, oh, I'm commenting for Rich, or I'm sharing for Rich, right? So I'm not connected to the guy. So because somebody decided to share for Rich, so it came on my own feed and I saw it. When I saw it, I thought, okay, this is a brother, a fellow Nigerian brother. Let me also comment for Rich, right? So I said, okay, I'll comment so that people in my own network, when you comment like that, people in my own network can see as well. So, but as I was typing the comment on my phone, I felt like, you know what, you can do more than this. So I said, okay, no, I'm not just going to say commenting for Rich. Let me give this guy some practical advice based on what he was saying or what I understood from the story. So I decided to write I think I wrote like 4 paragraphs and I said, this is what you should do. Go here, do this, do that. If you're already doing this, it is wrong. I think you should change. So I wrote like 4 paragraphs based on my own. And I said, I thought I should comment for it, but I hope you find this advice useful. All the best. And that was it. So I posted my comment, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that single comment I posted on somebody else's post, it got me one of the highest engagement on my LinkedIn account this year, 2024. I got over 10,000 views. Just because 10,000 people visited my profile and commented as a result, and likes as a result of just one comment that I made on somebody's post. All right. And then apart from that, there were many people that were now sending me connection requests. I'm talking of senior people from all different parts of the world and saying, oh, can I connect with you? Can I connect? I'm like, oh my God, I just made a comment. I didn't see any big deal, in the comment. Of course, the guy said, in fact, some people were now commenting on my comment to say, if anything, this is the best, this is your advice you should take. Go stick to this. A lot of people were even saying that I'm going to take this same advice because the guy maybe whatever he posted represented their scenario. Why am I? The bottom line is this: if you are not confident or you don't feel like you are bold enough to create a post yourself or write an article yourself, go on the people you follow, the people you are connected to, like their comments, comment on their posts, give your opinion on their post. It's a starting point. You never know, honestly, who is watching. You never know who is looking. And this one is important. You can think about this and get a coach, even if you have to pay for it, right? Get a mentor. Gaps and Bridges have talked about the power of volunteering. A lot of the people that work with us at Join Momentum, we don't pay salaries. We're not paying any salary. What we are doing is we are giving you work experience, mentoring, training, certification, hands-on, everything, and you are giving us your time, your skills, your effort. Is a win-win effort, right? And the whole idea of this, at the end of it, we're going to have a product. That product, we take it to the market. Do you know what's interesting? We are currently doing some products that we are planning that the people that worked on it have an option to even own some stock and some shares in the company that they were part of. Is that not interesting? Is that not interesting? Super interesting. So if you are one of those people, you need a coach, read a book. You don't have to, if you cannot get the book, read their book. Because there's a guy on YouTube right now. I only just discovered him. I'm not going to tell his name, so I'm not selling him or whatever. But the last 2 weeks, I have sat on his YouTube channel and I'm consuming everything the guy posts in the past 6 months or 1 year. I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm absorbing because I find them valuable and they align with my own personal values, right? I don't know him. He doesn't know me from anywhere. But I find him experienced and old man, but I think what he's sharing is super unique and I consume that. That's one of my mentors, okay? So you need to have a lot of patience, I notice a lot of people don't have patience. When something is a bit tough, perseverance is gone. Yeah, don't compare yourself with others. Don't run your race. Focus on your goals. I've already talked about the importance of cultural communities like this. Bypass the traditional job application process, like Gaps and Bridges. If you guys have like a job portal or you have somebody or a portal, a platform, you said you have a platform. If you are working in a company and they are looking for, post it there. Honestly, the more of your type that you have in your company, the better. I know a lot of Africans think otherwise, like, oh, I don't want to share my workplace, so whereas my brother cannot come and work in my company so that they will not come and do me bad. Or I know a lot of that exists. But honestly, I think differently. And I think that if you are one of those people, where you find an opportunity, share it with your community. That's the whole point of this. Community growth. Look at Jewish community. They help themselves. Look at Indians. Look at Asians. Africans should be doing the same. And that's why organizations like this, platforms like this, honestly, are super, super important. So leverage on cultural communities. Now, these are some of the very unconventional ideas. I know some of you might not agree with this, but I will say them anyway. Accent modification. Research suggests that individuals with certain accents may face discrimination. So you might need to adapt your speech patterns to align with local norms, and this will improve your career prospect. Trust me, I'm not to be mean or demeaning or anything like that. There are people that when they talk, you will know that there's no way you go for an interview with this kind of accent. Number one, they cannot even hear what you're saying. If I'm your black fellow and I'm struggling to comprehend what you are describing, then imagine that a recruiter calls you and they want to engage you. So some of you, the training and the certification and the courses you are going to do, that's not what you need. What you need first is to go and learn how to, how to pronounce, diction training. English needs vocabulary, right? It's important because you are in England, you speak English, right? You're not in Abia where you speak Igbo. Here, you speak English. It doesn't matter what you do. If you go to Germany, you speak Dutch. To be hired, you speak Dutch. It's a very simple thing. You go to Paris, you want to work, you speak French. It's the norm. So if you cannot speak French, your chances are already halved. So if your English is not perfect, and when I say English, I'm talking proper English. Maybe, I don't think my English is bad, but like you can hear, I also have some strong accent. Like my H is still very strong. Like H, I put H in almost everything I say. But I'm getting better. We're improving. In fact, sometimes if you see some of my videos, maybe depending on the audience I'm speaking to, you might even be surprised. Is this really Victor speaking or you get the gist? Name adaptation. Some of us might need to adapt our name. I adapted my name. Well, not really.
And Mr.
My
Victor,
name.
a few minutes more. Thank you.
Okay, a few minutes more. Okay, thank you for
Thank you,
keeping me
sir.
honest. I'm
I've
happy.
sent you a message. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. Sorry. Thank you. Just keep me honest, please. This is really important. Thank you. You might need to adapt your name, right? If your name is sounding very long and confusing to understand, then find a shorter version of it. Am I making sense? It's not a crime. I have Oluwatosin Victor Shonde. That's my full name, right? I have another name that's a bit longer, but I realize that a lot of people will struggle with Oluwatosin. Tosin. I'm not Tosin, I'm not saying it. So I realized, no, to avoid confusion, just use Victor. Straightforward, everybody understands that, and that's still my name. Okay, so some of you, if you don't have English name, you might need to think about, funkify your name a bit to make it easier for people to adapt and to follow. Okay, let me drop very quickly. Also, why some employers prioritize candidates with local experience, you might need to broaden your horizons. I'm not a sport fanatic. I'm not, but I try as much as possible to stay abreast of what's going on in that space. Okay. And the final point I want to make here is explore as you are navigating your career, explore entrepreneurship as a way, because I know that it can be frustrating applying for jobs, getting so many declines, unfortunately. You can explore entrepreneurship whilst you're waiting. In the UK, this data shows that between 2019 and 2023, African foreign bond funders in the UK rather has grown from 1% to 4% between 2019 and last year. And in the UK, as we speak, 39% of the top 100 companies had a foreign founder. So you can get involved in entrepreneurship, and I would encourage you to think long term. These are jobs that you can apply for in the IT space or in the business technology space. And there's a lot of profitable business ideas that I believe as immigrants, you should be able to look into and explore. I will stop here for now, and because I was hoping I'll be able to talk about some of these business ideas, but I think, like I said, this is a massive session. I think we need another session to do that. So I will stop here for now and take questions and answers. You can see I've got quite a lot to share when it comes to businesses and whatnot. And again, finally, I'm doing some work at the moment with some of my team members. We are doing business and career workshops with charities, something like this, and churches and cultural groups across the UK. So if you're interested, you are a pastor, you are a church leader, you are whatever, if you visit my website, you can just request a callback. It's just 4 lines to fill. Tell us your name of your church or your charity. If you're Islamic, also, I only know about church. I'm a Christian, that's why. So feel free, get involved, and I wish you all the best. Thank you again for the opportunity. I'm happy to
Thank you
take
so
questions and
very
answer.
much.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor Sunday. I'm going to hand over to my colleague, but I just want to tell us that this is on YouTube. Even this is on YouTube. So all the details that Mr. Sunday has left, you can, when you find us on YouTube and you follow, you can see everything, all the information he has posted. Even him himself, this presentation is live on YouTube, so you can see it on YouTube in case if you need further information and you didn't get it now. While we are going to drop some here, on our chat box, but you can also follow us on YouTube, and you will see every information that has been shared on this platform will be on YouTube, so you can go and watch and scroll and be able to get everything you need. Wow, thank you so much. You see what I mean when I said I didn't want to enjoy this alone. Having met Mr. Sunday, this is the first time we probably were seeing face to face. I connected with him on having met him on a virtual platform like this, and I just thought I need to bring him. We're already seeing the comments. Thank you, sir. Thumbs up and a lot of things. I'll hand over to my colleague Femi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. We know your schedule is really tight. We really appreciate, and it's been so enriching. And to me, I have a lot I'm going to connect with too. So we'll see who first gets there among the almost 100 people on me. And however, I hand over to my colleague Femi to take it from here. He'll be taking the questions, then we'll take it from here. Okay, thank you.
Okay, yep. Thank you very much for that, Bumi. Mr. Victor has done very well. I think we need to start thinking about rebranding. rebrand your life, rebrand your CVs, rebrand your culture. I mean,
Sorry, someone said it's mind blowing. I just need to thank you, Mr. Victor Sunday. This was mind blowing. Sorry.
Yeah, so we'll be going straight to questions. I don't know if anyone, if we have questions regarding business, especially what Mr. Victor has spoken about. So the business, yeah, do we have questions on business?
A few people are raising up their hands, so I think we should just give them the opportunity to speak. There's Blessing Ukpa. I think you can unmute yourself and ask, and then we can take from the chat box too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to ask questions, Blessing? Do you want to unmute yourself and ask a question? I'm not seeing anyone typing any business related question.
Okay, hi. This is Blessing. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this. Can you all hear me?
Kind
Yes.
Blessing, thank you. We can do.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for this section. Thank you, Mr. Sunday. That was really mind-blowing, to be honest. Thank you so much. So my question is this. You talked about business opportunities in the UK. Now, is it possible for one to get legalize their stay in the UK through a business by opening a business?
Yes.
If that is correct, how can one go about it?
Okay.
And does it have to be an innovative business? I really like more information with regards
Yeah.
to how one can
Okay.
legalize their stay in the
Yeah.
UK through opening a
Yeah.
business. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I can answer that very quickly. So yes is the answer to your question, first off. But I can see some people asking about, oh, business, business, business. Please, if you are, I don't know, I'll probably have a different, I will share the slides anyway, so you have all the content, don't worry. But I did a session about 2 weeks ago. If you check on my LinkedIn, you can still see the recording there, where I shared profitable business ideas for immigrants. So business ideas that you can start with zero or no capital. In fact, this last week, I also did one on real estate business ideas that you can start with little or no capital, okay, in the UK. Now, to Blessing's answer, it depends on the kind of business you're doing. And when you say does it have to be innovative? I didn't understand that. I think in this time and age, any business you do, innovation should be at the center of it. Okay. And when I say innovation, it doesn't have to be anything complicated or complex. It doesn't even have to be technology or software or IT, right? Innovation is basically taking something from a current state and making it better. It could be about, for example, improving the experience of people ordering for ugu. If people eat ugu in the sachet and you decide to make it dry for preservation, that's innovation. That doesn't require technology, right? So just to make you think broader about the word innovation. Innovation is not just tech. Innovation can be anything. Now, in order to find and settle in the UK through business, you need to have a company. All right. And then when you set up a company, that company actually is the route, is the vehicle by which you can then channel your visa or whatever settlement. Now, there is a particular course that I designed. In fact, I designed it with my team. There's one called Roadmap to Settlement in the UK via Global Talent Visa. I noticed that a lot of people they are not so aware that they can actually plan and achieve global talent. If you have a proper plan, you can actually do it. But people think because the criteria is a lot, imagine you get 2 years student visa, 1 year student visa, you get 2 years post study, right? With 2 years post study, you can plan yourself within 12 months to achieve all the requirements of global talent visa that can put you in a much better place and a clear path to settlement in the UK. The same thing, you can turn your business, right, to your sponsorship vehicle such that you apply for a sponsorship license through your business So your business becomes the sponsor, right? And then you, the director of the business, becomes an employee, because by law, the company is a standalone entity different from you, the founder. I hope you all understand that. So what you can do, your company becomes the sponsor, you apply to the Home Office. There are some requirements. If you go on growthacademy.com, there's a course on there. I think it's only £99. Just take a watch this, listen to the videos, and it will give you. And then if you now need mentoring, then reach out. I will connect you, and we'll probably see how we can help you. But you can sponsor yourself, meaning on your own company as an employee of your company, and you're dependent as well. You get tier 2 skilled worker visa license, and you sponsor yourself. Definitely, it is very possible.
Okay.
Of course, there's some requirements that you need to satisfy and whatnot, but I hope that answers your question specifically. Blessing.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I'm seeing another question here, which I'll take very briefly. I think we'll just be taking few questions, probably the next 3 questions I will be rounding up. Okay. Emmanuel says, in the situation as the young man on LinkedIn, postgraduate visa will expire in January. I'm a business analyst, but I'm finding it difficult to get sponsorship. What can I do?
Okay. Right. So the UK, can I go on?
Yes,
okay.
please.
All right. The UK job market at the moment is not super encouraging. I have to be honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with you. That's the first thing you have to understand. The fact that you're not getting a job doesn't mean that it doesn't automatically mean that maybe you're not skilled enough, or you're not, or some people can also start feeling down as if something's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. So get that clear. It's an economic thing, it's a UK thing. In fact, I spoke with, this week alone, I spoke with 3 or 4 people in the recruitment industry, and they are also feeling the heat. A lot of recruiters are also losing their jobs because companies are not hiring. A lot of companies have laid off. If you follow the news, like I said, even go on ONS, Office of National Statistics, Office for National Statistics, whatever. Go there, go and look at the stats. Unemployment in the UK has risen in the last quarter. So it is nothing wrong with you. That's the first thing. Now, what can you do? Because you know that your visa is going to expire. So the first thing you need to think about is a job is not your immediate solution. So first of all, put that to one side. Think about your settlement path, because as you are already a risk to any employer. Imagine, and let me explain that to you. Imagine a company wants to employ people. They look at your CV, they think you're good. They look at somebody else's CV, equally good, right? But this other person does not need sponsorship. They know that your sponsorship runs out in 3 months. And if they employ you, they are taking a risk on you, because if they want to employ you, they have to either have a license to be able to sponsor you. Even if they have a license, they have to pay to keep you, right? So they will count their cost. What do they have to lose? They will take this other person that doesn't carry any risk. So I would say, first of all, applying for business analyst sponsorship job is not practical. Okay, so let's be honest. So put that one to one side. Now I want you to look at your options in terms of your visa. Okay, what options do you have for your stay in the UK? Because it's very practical. It's very obvious that your is it post-study you're on? I don't know whether you're still post-study or student, whichever one you're on. If you're a student, then maybe focus on getting your post-study as an option. If your post-study is the one running out, then think about other ways that you can apply. Now there is a new visa category called the HPI, High Potential Individual Visa. They give it for 2 years. It doesn't lead to settlement, but at least you can live and work in the UK with it. So that's an option. So Google it, High Potential Individual Visa in the UK. Now you can apply for it, okay? And you don't need to have a job to get it. I hope you know that. So Google that. That might be a path for you to, what that does for you, it gives you a settled, not settled, it gives you a path to follow, whereby you are not stressed and you are not under pressure by immigration. Am I making sense? When you now get that 2 years or 3 years on that, whether it's HPI or whether it's global talent or whether it's business skilled worker sponsor through another means, or whether it's even whatever means, then you can think about, okay, let me now begin to pursue my business analysis goals and options. Does that make sense? So I don't think chasing business analysis is should be your immediate priority. It should be about how do I extend my stay to buy myself some time, to buy myself some more longer runway. You need runway right now. So that should be your priority. Once you get the runway, then come back and let's talk about business analysis and whatnot. But if you are keen on things like getting more experience, because that's another thing. If you're not experienced enough on your CV, then apply to programs at my organization, Join Momentum. If you apply for the Global Digital Internship, it's £5,000. You get the scholarship 100% if you fit the bill. If you cannot get a scholarship, then you get the 70% scholarship. What that does for you is it fills the gap in your career, on your CV or whatever, such that you can claim and you can confidently say, this is what you're doing, whilst you're kind of navigating your options career-wise. Thank you. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Victor. I think we'll just be taking 2 more questions because of the time, and we'll be rounding up. So I'm going to take 1 question and then a last question. So we have Lekon Roland here. He says, thanks for the session so far. I'm into tech. I have friends that have stayed and can't do tech like me. Obviously they have visa problem. Please, how can they get jobs and get backdoor jobs? It's quite a strange question. How can they get
what?
Backdoor jobs? Backdoor.
Yeah.
Jobs at the back door, just going behind, getting jobs.
Okay. I think from a Nigerian perspective, I understand the question.
Yeah. It says some of them don't want to go back to Nigeria, but what do you advise?
Okay.
This program is on YouTube, so
I will say that first things first, backdoor is more like I don't know what the person was thinking, but what you're trying to say in essence is you need a lifeline. Your people, your friends, you guys need a lifeline to continue to stay in the UK. The same advice I gave the person that came on earlier, you need to think about how do you buy runway. The UK is very smart. Unfortunately, I don't like the kind of things that I see. I think that the UK government are being, to a degree, unfair. But again, I can't say they're unfair totally because it's their country, right? If everything is well and everything is great, I'm not going to be here. And I've been blessed to be in their country. They have been a blessing to me, and they've been a blessing to most of us, right? But also, they need to do things to keep the economy active and to keep it, because if the economy is not good, or we will not also be here. We will be looking for other greener pastures. So, but the point I'm making is that I think that a lot of people have fallen into the trap of getting the student visa route to come into the UK, and then they are stuck. There are no jobs, right? These universities are in need for the money. It's very clear. A lot of students in the universities have come to our organization and they're doing their internship with us because the universities do not give them any option for internship, right? And we will have to sign a contract with the university to allow the person to work with us. The person will sponsor themselves to get a job with us, do the work experience with us whilst they are doing their studies, which is a good thing, very smart thing that some people have done. And some of them are in our organization today. Now, if somebody is stuck and you don't want to go back to Nigeria, to wherever you've come from, you can look for lifeline opportunities. So, and I would say that the backdoor job should be your priority first. I would say, think about how do I buy myself time, right? You see, that's the important thing. Buy yourself some time, more time. And you can do that by changing your visa route. So if you have come on a care visa, for example, and you're not getting care jobs and you need to hustle to make money, then you can change your visa category to another visa category, maybe in IT. If you're not doing IT, go to HPI, right? Go to the HPI visa. It's similar to the student visa, but the good thing about it is that you do not need to be a student. You can work, you can live in the UK. Check it out, all right? And then the other option I want to share about people that don't necessarily maybe are able to get jobs. I mean, unfortunately, we run out of time. Maybe another time or another platform, you can get more details about the business. I think a lot of people, especially Africans, I think the predicaments and the pressure in the UK economy right now creates an opportunity for us to think entrepreneurship. Am I making sense? Think entrepreneurship. I'll give you an example. Ashake Music. Ashake came to London, right? Did you see the crowd in Ashake's music? Imagine hundreds of thousands of people. Let's say 100,000 people attended. 100,000 people attended that concert, and they paid minimum, maybe £50 or £70 gate fee to enter. Out of that 100,000 people, guess how many of them are Africans? Over 70% of them are Africans. So that's, let's say, I don't know, 70,000 people or 50,000 people that came or whatever. Let's even say it's 20,000. Let's say 10,000. Let's be very conservative. If you multiply 10,000 by £70, how much does that give you? Right? You have a community in the UK that can buy whatever you are selling if you are smart and innovative. That's the point I'm making. So I would suggest that as you are looking for opportunities, think, what can I do? What skills do you have? What can you sell? Some people are very good with photography. Many people now want to be Instagram compliant. You can set up a nice online studio and you take photos for people and you'll be making money. You'll be good. I know if I know a brother in Manchester, he started out like this, like joke. He has a big studio now in Manchester, like play, right? There's so many things. I mean, in fact, in my slides, I have a lot of business ideas that I'll probably talk about later, but look for opportunities about entrepreneurship in the UK. And you know what's interesting? If you have a business and you can generate some cash flow, you can talk to the bank and they can give you money. I tell you that, right? Or if you're not even very entrepreneurial, or maybe you're not somebody that wants to do business, because I know business environment in the UK as well is tough, trust me, compared to like the United States, which is very driven. Here, people don't like to be sold to. They don't feel like if you're marketing too much, they say you're overdoing. If you're promoting what you're over promoting. You know, the cultural thing in the British system is a big thing. It can almost limit your potential or your entrepreneurship skills. So I would say to you, if you're somebody that is interested in social causes, it's a big thing in the UK as well. Social enterprise. The social enterprise, come together with your friends, set up a social enterprise, focus on maybe children, focus on the adult, focus on veterans, focus on the social cause. And with that, you can begin to apply for funding and you will get funded for those social things that you can do.
So absolutely.
Let me park it for there for now. There's
Thank
a lot
you
of things
so much. Thank you so much. Please, Femi, allow us to just thank you so much, Mr. Sunday. We are definitely going to bring Mr. Sunday back. Hopefully he would have that opportunity for us. So please look forward to that. And you can also connect with him, like he said. We've left some of his details in case you forget. He said he's going to share the slides, so you can leave your email and we'll share the slides with you. You can follow us on YouTube. You will see, this is session and further details. Please, before we go, let's just take two questions for Ms. Laide so that people will not say, this is immigration that I want to hear. There are two questions on
Yes, please. Very important.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Sunday, please still hang on there. Don't log off. Two questions. One is that, Laide, please, are you there? Yeah, one of the questions, I'll read the two questions together. One says, please, how do we go about the rejection of company sponsorship certificate from the Home Office due to the reach of breach from the company? Yeah, if I understand this question, I think, some companies have breached, that's the sponsors. So he's saying, how do we go about rejecting? And then the other question, let me just take the other question.
Let me take it one by one.
Okay.
So if your company's sponsor's license has been revoked, before the Home Office writes, you try and get another job that will give you sponsorship and you can switch in country. Like Mr. Victor said, self-sponsorship is trending a lot. A lot of people are into self-sponsorship. So if you have like a business idea and you can set up your own company, and instead of being disappointed by different people, you can consider that self-sponsorship route as well. Then also, you can also consider global talents. That's another one that is trending, especially the arts and culture. If you've learned a trade, a lot of fashion designers, that's why I'm sure a lot of us, we've noticed if you're on Instagram and Facebook, most of those girls that are selling ready-wears, most of them, it is because of global talent. And an average Nigerian meets the requirements, which is number one, you have learned that trade. Number two, you can run the business in at least two countries, which is Nigeria and UK. So it's more about trying to get the endorsement from your regulatory body. And the final one could be that maybe you can decide to go back if you think UK is not for you, because it's not everybody that likes UK. So that's another option. Thank you, ma.
Yeah. And the other question is, please, for someone who is an EU citizen and whose documents show that he has been working in the UK for years, up until mid last year, he says, but didn't regularize his status under the EU scheme before the expiration date of Brexit. Can the person still regularize now?
I think the scheme is closed, but the Home Office has said they will consider some exceptional circumstances. So if you have any exceptional circumstance, you can still apply, but the scheme is closed. So
okay, thank you. And for that person, if you're still there, you can still connect with Miss Lide for that. But as she said, anything outside here, her consultation fees apply. But you can, who knows, she may also consider so, but I don't know. But you can connect with her. She's left her details, and you can connect with her further if you need further information. Femi, I hand over to you, please. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Ida. Yeah.
thank God, man.
Thank you very much for that. Like, I don't know if there's, because we've run out of time. I said maybe I was just about to take 2 questions in one, and that will be the end of the session. Somebody says, please, how can we reach out to Mr. Sunday for mentoring? Yep. We've left some of the details here, and I think if you drop your email, we will still be sending the slides and details about 2 speakers and how you can reach them. So just drop your email. I think that will just make it easier for you to get the slides, and then to get their contact details to reach them. Yep, to reach out to Mr. Sunday for mentoring.
Yeah. And while Fami is looking at the questions, this is a monthly event. Another one is coming up on the 22nd of June. Please look forward to that. We'll be sending it to your email and to your contacts, and just save the date. Always 11 a.m. So it's going to be on and we're still going to talk more. A lot of people have asked, even in relation to what Mr. Sunday and Lydia has shared about, being being an entrepreneur, and, that route. And this is going to talk about other stream of income. Even while we're entrepreneurs, is it just one income? And it's going to be another enriching and empowering session. It's coming up on the 22nd of June. This is a monthly event. We're also somewhere down the line going to bring Mr. Victor back and going to bring Lydie back. So continue to follow us and watch us, and link with us if you want. If you feel that this has been enriching to you, share it with family and with friends, and continue to link up with us. The next session, 22nd of June, please watch out for further details about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a survey, which is just 10 questions. Click, 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 click. Very easy.
Just click, so we know what to bring to you. So we are not doing our own thing. We're kind of meeting your needs. Please just look at the survey and click. Tell us what you want to see. Yeah.
Let's try to fill that survey. Get feedback, and we want to know how to move from there. So I'm going to be asking the last 2 questions to Mr. Sunday. It's going to be a fusion of 2 questions, and after that, our time is fast spent. So, I'll just take these 2 questions. So it's from Claire Girl and Victoria Adejumo. So he says, thanks for the session, sir, and thanks to the organizers. Please, I wish to know, for one who came to the UK with a craft, what must I do to register the business here before I start? So she came to the UK with a craft. How does she get the business registered? Then somebody else is asking, Victoria, how can one get visa as a minister of religion? So these are our 2 last questions.
Okay. So the first one on the business, I would say that you just need to register a company in the UK. I think it's about £15 or £20. It's very straightforward. So go to www.gov.uk, and search for register a company. Companies House have a website, fill in your details and register. If you don't want to do it yourself, somebody was asking me yesterday. She's a business analyst, I think, and because of the recession and whatnot, she's out of work and she's starting a cleaning business, right? And she was looking for how to set up the business because she's in the rented accommodation. She doesn't want to use her house rent. I mean, her house address rather for the business correspondence. If you go to websites like rapidformations.co.uk, website like Companies Made Simple, they have packages that you can buy whereby they will register your company for you. They will do the company name search, everything. All you do is just fill their form. They will now give you options to use their address. They provide address services whereby you can use their address. They can even give you a telephone number for your business such that you appear more professionally as well. So just go to those websites. I said Companies Made Simple, Google it. Rapid Formations, Google it. First Formations, these are companies that provide business or company registration services. Another option is if you don't want to register your business afresh, there are options to buy existing or already registered business names. So like I said, again, go to these companies, these websites, and go and find out what is possible. Rapid Formations, I think I like them a lot. I've used Companies Made Simple. I still use them. I have packages with them. Or you can go to First Formations. I think those three more than enough. There's other ones, but they can give you virtual addresses, give you telephone addresses, give you business name registration, send your certificate of incorporation, and everything. They will do it for you at a fee. The second question about you come to the UK with a vocation, I think I would say that Google or research about the global talent visa. Like Olaide said, there's a lot of opportunities there for you to be able to find a path to settlement in the UK, especially arts, craft. Tech is a bit huge because a lot of people are in the tech space. Of course, if you're in tech, you can still use tech, right? But if you have an option and you are very good with arts and crafts, definitely consider that. If you don't know what to do, I have a roadmap to global talent visa course on my website. When the slides go out, you can reach out to me or send me a message. You can buy the course, listen to the course, and follow the path. And from that course, there's a roadmap that gives you access to mentors, gives you access to solicitors that can help you. We have some solicitors on our bench who can help you, of course, with their services to apply for the global talent visa. If you're trying to do business with your art and craft, the same thing I said to the first person, go online, find out how to register for a business. One thing I would say finally to wrap up is in the UK, there are a lot of trade and business associations that you can belong to. A lot of people, some people came to me I went to Manchester for an event, and somebody said, I'm looking to build a career, but my career is not in tech or any of those things. He wants to become an electrician. And I told him, I gave him a handshake. I said, my brother, if you follow this advice I've shared with you today, in the next 12 months, I want to see you a millionaire in pounds. Listen, the opportunities in trades is massive, right? Builders, constructing people, electricians, plumbers, massive. And if you don't know how to do these things, you can actually do training and get accredited and certified. This week alone, I wanted to get EPC for one of my properties. I paid £150 for somebody to go to my house and look at the electricity wiring in the house and say that the house is grade D or grade F. He just visited, and on the visit, only to visit and rate my house, one of my properties, to rate it £150. Am I making sense? So if you do electrician work, many people are looking for BA, looking for IT, looking for this. Electrician, hairdresser, nail. See, Chinese people, nail business, right? Go and do nail, open the shop and do beauty salon. Oh my God. So if you have all those things, these are massive, massive opportunities that you can explore in the trades, in the craft, and the vocational sector. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed, honestly, trade, even my own back garden, wooden fence fell off from one wind. I can tell people I honestly paid £900 to get it done. So I'm just saying that trades, I may look into that myself. Trade is actually something that we may see it. Everybody wants a white collar job and all that. Please, this is an information that, is now kind of, I'm thinking in my head. So it's something we
Yes.
should all look into. Quite
Yeah.
a lot of money in trades. They don't charge small.
Yes, definitely.
You can't call
And
a
the process is
tradesman
very simple.
and leave and not charge at least £100 or
Correct.
£150. So yeah. Okay, Femi, I'll leave you to round up here.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Thank you very much to Mr. Victor, to Olaide, to Bumi as well. Thank you all for coming. Again, we have a survey. Please, 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 very simple, 10 clicks. So you click 10 times, and maybe in just 1 or 2 questions, you just write, we asked a question and then you just answer. And that's it. So please make sure you fill the survey. Also, if you put your email, you will get the slides, you will get the contact to Mr. Sunday, you'll get the contact for Olaide, who is not new here, who is somebody that is sort of like a partner to this charity. So please make sure you put your email there. Again, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Sunday for taking out time, to Olaide again for squeezing out time to be here with us. The time has been really inspiring, and I know a lot of people have gotten something from here. And those of you who did not have your question answered, some of the questions that were answered, a lot of them may be basic. Some of them may have answered. So if you want to go in depth, or you want to, discuss more, you always have access to Olaide. Her fees are very, very, very affordable. So just, her contact is there. If you don't have a contact, put your email, we'll send that to you. So again, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for our guests. Thank you for the organizers. Thank you very much.
For the team too, for Ose and Toby, the team behind the scene.
So yeah.
See you all again in a month.
Yes.
See you all. Please don't forget to keep it in your diary and log in. See you all again in a month. Yeah, that's
Bye everyone. Nice meeting you all.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Please connect with Laide. Yeah.
And
Mr.
See you all
Sunday.
later.
Please let's not forget Growth Academy. And anyway, if you put your email, you get all the details.
Yeah, Global Academy. If you even go on the YouTube, you will see all the details on our YouTube. In case you forget, we're just telling you. And the Growth Academy, join Momentum, just Google these days, or just Google Victor Sunday. All his details will come out. all like you will see everything that you feel that you have missed out and all that and more. And like we said, just follow
Olaide,
more.
nice to meet you. All the best.
Nice to meet
Thank you so much. Victor, this is the first this is me.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to leave some time for people to fill the survey, or we'll just send
Yeah,
that.
I think we just leave it as we said. We'll just leave people, to people to log out, and for maybe those still filling the survey. We won't end the we will not end it until the last person has logged out.
Okay.
Yeah. Or towards the end when we have just a few more people.
Okay. Goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, goodbye to everyone. And just to let everyone know that this is a community event. We're just here to serve the community, to enrich lives, even just as our motto has said, to create opportunities, to connect people with opportunities, and to empower. That's what we're all about. We're all about the people and the community first. Yeah. Thank you.